Stay tuned to the 3-minute 58-second mark where we talk about how it all went wrong. Hey guys, I'm David. This is Gemini Builder. Today is the second part of building the outdoor sofa. Gorgeous outside. I think it's 65 degrees today. T-shirt, no jacket, no hood, no chills. Great. So we're going to cut the rest of the pieces for the base, get those anchored in place. We're going to cut some trim pieces around the perimeter of the base to keep the cushions from walking. Then we're going to anchor the arms in place, round over the edges so they're easy and comfortable when you grab them to either sit down or get up. Get a good sand across the entire piece. Once that's done, we're going to get some finish on this thing, let that soak in for the night, and out it's going to go into the yard for some out it's going to go into the yard for some comfortable spring and summer seating. Then we're going to move on to the chairs, but one thing at a time. Let's go. Here we are saying hi to Jordan, but also cutting the cross pieces for the base of the unit. We're going to get them lined up, 1/4 inch overhang on the edge of the front piece. And then we're going to evenly space out the rest by eye, fasten those down, and move on to the arms. Here we're lining up and cutting the arms to length. 1.5 inch overhang over the front, screwing in with 2.5 inch SPAX screws in the back, countersinking and driving the outdoor Craig screws into the front. We're going to come back later and fill those with dowels to plug those holes. We'll line that up, drive in the screws, and those aren't going anywhere. Comfy. Here I am just setting the cushions in place so that I can know where to outline the stops for the cushions. And now I'm ripping down a 2x4 to 1.5 by 1.5. These will make up the perimeter of the encasement to hold the sides and back of the cushions on the sofa. Just quickly cross-cutting the pieces to length so that they line up on the sides and across the back. Now with some outdoor glue and some 3-inch brad nails, we're gonna drive those in. Using a 3/8 inch round over bit on the router, we're gonna round over the handles of the arms, top and bottom. We're also going to flip over the unit and round over the edges of the legs to help prevent chip out while they're being moved around. Outdoor sofa is all done. We're going to break out the sander, sand the entire surface with 120 grit, start applying the stain, let that dry overnight, and that's it. That's it. That's it. And that's it. Just done. That's it. Okay, one problem with the sofa. It's got a complete fatal design flaw. You want to know what it is? I can't pick the damn thing up. It's heavy as hell. I basically built a tree in my garage. Now, I got to use a dolly to drag it outside to get it on the sanding because, sawdust and breathing and death and cancer, and nobody wants that. So, outside, broad daylight, it weighs a freaking ton. It weighs a ton. Well, it weighs a lot. Now we're using that 3/8 inch dowel that we purchased at the home center to plug those holes that we countersunk these screws through on the top of the handles, the sides of the front and the back legs. flush cut saw was like $9. Does a fantastic job when you're actually doing it right. Highly recommend you buying one. See, gotta do it right. Boom, works. So we're gonna come back in, sand everything down. It was already sanded, but now we're just touching up where we had those dowels inserted. Once that's done, we're going to use the 18-volt Ryobi leaf blower to blow off all the dust and clean everything out and get it ready to apply stain. Now that it's all cleaned off, we're going to pour into the roller tray the Bare waterproof stain and sealer. This is a solid color. It's not going to let the grain of the wood come through. This is London Fog. Wonderful, soft, warm, looks fantastic with the red cushions. We're using a 1/2-inch nap on a 6-inch roller, a 4-inch roller to apply it across the entire unit. Did have to use a throwaway foam pad to get into some of the cracks, but no big deal. It applies easy. It's sort of a combination of a paint and a stain, so it works easily like a stain, very forgiving, but it does paint on and you don't wipe off any excess. So you do want to make sure you have clean, flush surfaces.
All right, guys, that's it. Sofa's built, sofa's sanded, sofa is stained. Now the sofa dries. Tomorrow we'll get a fleet of people to help me bring it around back, set it on the deck, put the cushions on, and pour something cold and icy. Unless it rains, because I think it's going to rain.